There's something you need to say. Maybe it's small, maybe it's been building for a while, maybe it's just, you're not okay, and part of you wants someone to know that. But before the words come out, something else arrives first. A calculation. Quiet, fast, almost automatic. Is this worth bringing up? Will they feel obligated? Will you seem needy or like too much? And most of the time, the answer you give yourself is, don't. So you don't. You say you're fine. You manage it alone. You find a way to carry it by yourself. But underneath that, something else is happening. You've come to believe, quietly, persistently, that your needs are the kind that burden people. That the safest version of you is the one that doesn't need anything at all. And that belief has been shaping the way you show up in relationships for a very long time. When did needing something start to feel like the most dangerous thing you could do? Here are 7 signs you feel like a burden, and why hiding your needs has become the way you try to keep people close. Sign 1. You apologize for needing things before anyone has reacted. You ask for something, help, time, support, even just company. And the request comes wrapped in apology. Sorry to bother you. I know you're busy. Don't worry if you can't. The apology arrives before the other person has said a word, before there's any evidence that your need is unwelcome. You're preempting a rejection that hasn't come yet, trying to make yourself smaller before anyone asks you to. This pattern often develops in environments where needs weren't always welcomed, where asking created tension, or where you learned that the people around you had limited capacity. The apology isn't weakness, it's armor. It's you trying to make the ask safe enough that maybe this time it won't cost you anything. Sign 2. You downplay how bad things actually are. Someone asks how you're doing and you say fine, or pretty good, or just a bit tired, even when you're not fine at all. Even when what's actually happening is much heavier than that, you give people the edited version, the version that doesn't require anything from them, the version that lets the conversation move forward without you becoming the subject of it. It's not just privacy. It's a belief that the full version of what you're carrying would be too much, that if they knew the real extent of it, they'd feel obligated or quietly resentful of being asked to hold it. So you make yourself manageable, and you carry the rest alone. Sign 3. You wait until things are critical before asking for help. You don't ask early. You don't ask when a small amount of support could make a real difference. You wait until it's unavoidable, until the situation has become serious enough that asking feels justified. Because now, at least, you have a reason big enough to warrant taking up someone's time. This means you consistently get less support than you need, later than would actually help. You push through things that didn't have to be that hard, because asking earlier would have felt like asking for too much. And when you finally do ask, it often comes out minimized, apologized for, framed as smaller than it is. Because even when the need is undeniable, you're still trying to make it easier to say no to. Sign 4. You keep track of what you've asked for and try not to exceed it. There's an internal ledger running somewhere. How many times have you leaned on this person? How much have you asked for compared to what you've given back? There's a threshold somewhere, a point past which asking again feels like too much, like you've used up your allowance of needing. Healthy relationships involve reciprocity, but they are not a running debt calculation where every need has to be repaid before you can ask again. But if you grew up in an environment where love felt conditional, where you were more welcome when you were low maintenance, the ledger feels like a necessary protection. It's how you try to stay the kind of person someone would choose to keep around. Sign 5. Other people's needs always feel more urgent than yours. Someone else is going through something hard, and whatever you are carrying suddenly feels less important by comparison. So you fold your need back up and put it away, because this isn't the right time, because they have enough going on. This happens so often that your own needs rarely make it to the front of the queue. There is always someone else's situation that takes precedence. But what you're actually doing is making yourself permanently available as support, while quietly ensuring you never have to be supported in return. Sign 6. You feel disproportionate guilt when you do ask for something. You asked. Maybe it went fine. They said yes, they helped. There was no sign it was unwelcome. But something lingers anyway, a low hum of guilt about having needed something in the first place, an urgency to reciprocate quickly, to acknowledge what they did in a way that makes clear you don't take it for granted. The gratitude is real, but there's something underneath it that goes beyond gratitude, something closer to relief that you didn't lose them for asking, that the relationship survived the need. That relief is information. It tells you how much risk you believe is involved in simply being someone who has needs. Sign 7. You genuinely believe other people would be better off with less of you, not as a passing thought, as a quiet conviction that lives somewhere underneath everything else, that the people in your life are accommodating you, that your presence at full volume is more than people want to deal with. This belief often grew from real experiences, moments where you were made to feel like too much or not worth the effort. But what happened then is not a permanent verdict on what you deserve now. You are not too much. You are someone who was taught that you were, and who has been living inside that lesson ever since. Feeling like a burden isn't a personality trait. It's a conclusion you drew, probably a long time ago, based on evidence that made sense at the time. It was a way of surviving a situation where your needs felt risky, but it came at a cost. A version of you that moves through relationships always one step removed from being fully known. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to need things. In safe relationships, needing support is not a failure of independence. It is one way people let each other in. If this resonated, there's something worth sitting with. A lot of people who hide their needs share something else, a deep pattern of self-sufficiency that developed not from strength, but from learning early that depending on people wasn't safe, that needing someone meant giving them the power to disappoint you. That's what we're exploring next.